Thank you all. Thank you for joining the first session for Azure DevOps Batch 374. Myself, Ankit Narula, I am the trainer for this particular batch number 374. Now, so how we can start this particular day one for this particular Azure DevOps batch. So first of all, what I'm going to do it is, I'm going to give my introduction. After my introduction, then if you guys have any question related to your training, related to anything, whatever you want to ask, you can ask that. So myself, Ankit Narula, I have total 11 plus years of experience in IT industry. Out of this 11 plus years of experience in IT industry, in first 3 years, I have worked as Oracle applications techno-functional consultant in first 3 years. And then from last 8 years, I'm working on topmost two cloud platform, which we have it in market, which is AWS and Azure. I am working on those two clouds. So this is my professional experience. Coming to my training experience, I'm giving training from more than 10. So I'm giving training from more than 10 years. Now this is my experience. Now, if anyone have any question, you can please raise your hand now. Someone has raised your hand now. Yes, Paras, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Good morning, Paras.
सर मैं ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि इसमें क्या बोलते हैं जो बीकॉम और ग्रेजुएशन से आए हुए हैं तो उसमें भी मतलब ये पार्टिसिपेट ले सकते हैं और उनका भी स्कोप है क्या इसमें?
Yes, Paras, you can, if you have from commerce background, you can learn this course, but you have to be step ahead from others because you are not from that computer's background. You can apply
ओके,
job, you can apply for a fresher, but not in big companies.
ओके,
Not big companies will not hire you for because definitely they need a proper person who needs with proper qualification, all those things. You have to go with small companies. You can go with those one. But yes, you have to learn more things than the which other people are required because of your qualifications.
ओके सर। और कौन-कौन सी सर जॉब में इसमें अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, कोर्सेज़ में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं फिर?
Sorry?
और इसके अलावा कोई कोर्सेज़ हैं जिसमें कॉमर्स बैच के अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, बेटर
You,
अपॉर्च्युनिटी के लिए?
you can learn Azure Admin. This is Azure DevOps course. You can also learn Azure Admin also.
अच्छा, अज़ूर एडमिन आल्सो
Yes,
विथ अज़ूर डेवऑप्स।
correct.
ओके,
Okay. Anything else?
ओके सर। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Thank you. Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Ms. Ba.
Hello.
Yes, Ms. Ba, you can ask your question.
Uh, so I have done an MBA and I already have an experience of more than 15 plus years into procurement. So if I want to go for this DevOps course, will it be helpful for me?
In which technology you have experience?
I'm into procurement.
What is that? I'm not aware of that.
Okay, the supply chain.
Okay, supply chain you have it. Misbah, if you are going with that experience, you have to apply as a fresher. They were not, because your previous experience is completely different.
Okay.
It's not relevant with Azure means with IT background. If you have other IT background, then can be possible. But you have a completely different background, you are going to apply as a fresher. They're going to consider as a fresher.
Okay. So,
Okay.
will it be easy for us to, to cope up learn this course?
Yeah, that's not difficult to learn this course. Anyone can learn this course. Even a person who don't have any experience, a fresher, anyone can learn this course.
So, do we need that IT background, or as a fresher we can start it?
As a fresher, they are going to consider it. That's what I'm saying. They will not, your previous experience is not going to relevant with this.
No, not about experience. I'm asking that if you, we are not. I'm not into a IT background, right? So, will it be easy to learn this course? That's what I want.
Yes. Because
Okay.
whatever basics is required, we are covering all those things. To work on cloud platform, you need to know basic Linux. Like you are not from that one, so that's a part of our training. So what are the basics are required? We are teaching all those things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, Dilip, you can unmute. KL Dilip, you have raised your hand to ask your question. You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi Ankit.
Hi.
I have 4 years of experience on production support.
Sorry, can you
Actually,
please repeat again?
I have 4 years experience of production support, banking production support.
Okay.
Actually, I'm planning to learn AWS or Azure. After I am switched to other company, is easy way to go.
May I know in which company you're right now?
HCL.
Okay, so is your company have cloud projects?
Yeah.
So the best thing, really, what you can do it is after learning of this code, change in your own company.
Okay.
Change in your own company, change your project. The why I'm saying it, you have 5 years of experience. Let's example, you're going to work 1 more year in Azure cloud or AWS cloud. So
Okay.
whatever your previous experience you have, all that 5 years now you have plus one, 6 years of experience you have after 1 year. So 6 years of
Yes, yes.
experience which you have, you don't need to put in the production one. You can directly put in the cloud platform.
Okay.
So not just for you, for everyone. If you are working in organization, your organization have cloud project. After learning of this course, change in your own company. Okay.
Okay.
So with that, all your previous experience will come under cloud platform.
Yeah.
That will be easy
Which
for
one?
you. So let me complete
Mm.
first. With this, it will be
Okay.
easy for you to after 1 year when you're going in another company, you will get a much better package which you're expecting right now.
Got it.
Okay, might be you get a very less increment, but after 1 year, you get more increment than what you are going to get right now.
Correct. Correct. Comparison, what is AWS is chances in projects or Azure is there projects?
Right now, AWS is #1 cloud, Azure is #2 cloud right now. The main difference about charges is Azure is cheaper than AWS. And AWS is
Okay.
charging based on hourly basis. Azure is mostly charging on minute basis.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay. Got it. No,
Yes,
but
Naveen.
you are providing your recording videos also, right?
Yes, if you are going to join this particular course, you will get recordings also. These are
Okay.
things you will
Okay.
get. Just a minute, let me show you that. These are things you will get. Live training, recording, training PPTs, which I'm going to use in this training. And the other things you will get at the end of the training.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Naveen, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Naveen.
Hi, Ankit. I have around 12 years of experience, and I'm from Microsoft background, and I'm a SharePoint tech lead right now. And I have a good experience in Office 365 and some experience in Azure side as well. And I would just want to move out of this SharePoint and explore more on this Azure DevOps side. Like based on my experience, whether this will be the right step, or whether my back experience will help me in if I'm in moving to DevOps like that.
You said you have some knowledge about Azure. May I know what you're already working in Azure little bit or
Um,
much we are working?
because like Office 365, we have some inputs like Azure, like Azure Logic Apps and Azure. Some of the concepts we use in our SharePoint also, like Azure fundamentals.
Microsoft SharePoint.
Yeah, like Azure, some components I have been using here, uh, like Azure VMs also we use sometime, and storages we use blob storages sometimes, like to store the data,
Containers.
the containers like that, but not exactly more into Azure side. But somewhere if I want to interact with Azure, we have the options to talk to Azure like that. Uh,
So yes, whatever you already have experience in Azure and you are going to go with Azure DevOps, Naveen, so it will definitely help you get better things in your future.
okay,
You're
means I
already
want to
working
just
with
move.
Azure.
Yeah, yes.
But yes,
Means,
I'm going to suggest you after this or before that, whatever you feel comfortable,
okay,
learn Azure Admin also because you already know
Azure.
basics
Yes,
about Azure Admin like virtual machine and storage one. So learn, you will
yes.
get more explore into Azure Admin also with Azure
Okay.
DevOps.
Mhm. And one more thing is like already have a 12 years of experience, and if I go into market, like what will be the expectations at what level of role they will they be looking for? Assume like 14, 13 years of experience, like
Whatever you have current with this, you just put it that you have that knowledge also. Go with your
okay,
current role, Naveen. You don't need to
okay,
change your role. Go with the you can go with the current one, but you have
Mhm.
that particular explorer this one. So you'll get multiple roles into that one. Don't try to change your role because you're already working with Azure right now.
Yes, okay,
Okay, so you don't
yeah,
need to change your just go with the same one, but with this you need to put this knowledge also. So you'll get
okay,
better packages and better opportunities.
okay, understand. Thanks.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, Abdul, you can unmute.
Hi. Actually, Ankit, I have nearly 10 to 12 years of experience in IT only. I'm an Active Directory, Windows, and VMware admin. My confusion is whether we have this DevOps is Azure DevOps and AWS DevOps. Which one we have to do? That was a bit confusion.
No, it's up to your
So
which cloud you know.
I don't know any cloud. I know in Azure 104 just I started reading self-study still, and that's the job.
Hmm.
So I have tried to update myself on Azure and Azure DevOps. So just thought to know whether this both are same or it is components wise or how it exactly.
No,
So for
AWS have their own DevOps services. Azure have their own DevOps services.
okay, okay. Those are no same tools, right? Same.
The concept is same,
Okay, okay,
but they have a different process. They have their different things based on their requirement. Azure have different things.
okay. Right.
Okay.
No, Linux knowledge is mandatory here or how it is here
Sorry,
also.
can you repeat your question again?
So somebody told me, no, Abdul, if you want to do the Linux, if you want to do the Linux, sorry, if you want to do AWS day off, then you should have the Linux knowledge.
Yeah, basic
And
Linux
somebody
is required. That's part of our course
required.
content. Yeah, to
Okay,
work on
then
any
okay.
cloud, you're working on AWS, you're working on Azure, any of the cloud, basic Linux is required. That's mandatory. So that's our part of our course content.
Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Manjula, I can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Manjula, I can ask your question.
Okay, able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, Ankit, I have total 17 years of experience in .NET. I'm project manager now, so like .NET experience. Now I don't want to continue in .NET, so I thought of learning DevOps and shift to my technology. So is it good idea to learn DevOps and shift to my this one technology with so much of experience, like is it okay to shift or any other thing?
So you say that you're working already in .NET.
Yes.
So yes, you can. That's already with Microsoft. You can go with the Azure one also. If you want to change your career, you can go with the cloud. It's up to you. Want to go with AWS or you want to go with the Azure one? It's up to you.
But for this much experience, like whatever we learn Azure DevOps, is it okay, or after going there also only managing other team? Like how work will be there for this much of experienced persons?
How much experience you have it?
Total 17 years experience I'm having.
Yeah, you can do one thing, but after this one, you can just post 3-4 years of experience with Azure also, and you are project manager, so you can work on any of the project with
Okay.
this experience. Okay, but yes, you are a project manager. You have to go with multiple things. You need to know Azure admin also. You need to Azure DevOps also. Not just with Azure DevOps will not sufficient for you because
That's
you are
what. So
going in a
what?
big roles.
Yeah, what and all I should know, like if I am going for that role.
You want to go with Azure admin, you need to know Azure DevOps. Both the things you need to know.
Azure Admin and Azure DevOps.
DevOps, it's mandatory for you because
Okay.
you are a project manager, so you need to know both the things.
Okay, so those two are fine then.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ajit, you can unmute.
Yeah, I have also more than 12 years of experience in Windows and VMware environment. So I'm a bit confused for DevOps, whether do we require any programming knowledge required for DevOps?
No.
Or
To work on DevOps, there is no programming knowledge is required because you are not going to develop any application. We are going to do CI/CD, and programming is done by developers, not by us. And we guys are not developers.
thank you. So
Okay.
we are good to, complete this DevOps, right?
Yeah, we don't need any programming knowledge required. We don't need.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Nehal, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Nehal.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Actually, I have 2.4 years of experience in SQL and web technologies, and after that, there is gap in my professional. So after that, I have learned Azure data engineering concepts like services, ADF, Databricks, PySpark, and Synapse. And while giving the interview, I'm facing for the CI/CD Git concepts. Means they are asking for the DevOps concept. So is that
Yeah, that's DevOps. It's part CI/CD is part of this training because that's a basic job role of DevOps person.
but while giving interview, I'm facing for the concepts Git, CI/CD. So is that better to join this course?
Yeah, definitely yes, because they were asking you those questions. You have to go with DevOps one because these are DevOps questions. CI/CD and Git are part of DevOps.
Yes.
Okay, so definitely yes, you will after this one you can go for those interview questions also.
Okay. And is that considered for the 2.4 or 3 years experience?
After this training, if you just want to go with experience, you can put 2 years of experience. If you want to put 3 plus 3 years experience, then you have to go with Azure admin also.
With Azure data engineering project or only with the Azure DevOps?
Yeah, you can put 3 years of experience with that knowledge also.
Means all the data engineering as well as DevOps knowledge?
Yes.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Misbah.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, just a question there. Do you also take an offline classes or only the online one?
I'm living in USA, Ms. Pawan.
Okay, sorry. Okay, got it.
So it's not possible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Pravalika, you can unmute.
Hi, good morning. This is Pravalika.
Pravalika,
have-
before, just sorry to interrupt you, before you ask a question, I tell you one thing. What you are doing it, I have noticed it. You are raising your hand, lowering down your hand, raising your hand, lowering down your hand. Once you raise your hand,
Uh,
wait for your turn. Because for
okay,
me, first in, first out. Because once you
okay,
lower down
got
your hand, you go in the last. I know that your turn
it.
will come, you lower down your hand, you're coming in the last. For me, the person who was on the top, I'm giving the chance to that person right now. Okay? So once you raise
Okay,
your hand, wait for your turn.
okay,
Okay?
sir.
Now you can
So
ask your
I
question.
thought that it's not working, so that's why I'm sorry.
Now you can ask your question.
Ankit, I have 3 years of experience, but first of all, I started my journey like manual tester. After that, I moved as a DevOps engineer. I worked in DevOps project, but then after, as of now, I'm doing masters. After completing of masters, can I go for DevOps engineer?
No, what you are doing right now? Are you doing any job right now?
No, I'm doing masters
Okay, in which thing you are doing masters?
in data analytics.
Yes. You can do parallelly also. You want to do parallelly, you can do parallelly also. Even after that, you want to do, you can do that. It's up to you. Depend on that how much time you have for a practice. Because practice is more
Okay.
important.
Okay. Is it okay to tell like 2 years of experience like that? Is it okay to get job like that, or I need to get?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
I'm little bit confusing on it. I have 2 years of experience, so that's why I can I put my 2 years of experience in market? Is it possible to get my job?
Yes, after this training, if you want to, that's what I said earlier also. If you want to put 2 years of experience after this training, you can do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Anyone have any more question? Yes, Nehal.
Sir, actually, their Python syllabus is covered or not in this?
No, Python is not part. Any programming language is not part of the training. This is
Okay.
completely a DevOps training. Python is a separate course. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to join, you have other trainer called Ritu. You can join her Python courses.
In that Python course means all the Azure data engineering concepts are cleared, means which is required for Databricks, Python, PySpark.
No, Python, if you are going with Python training, they only is going with specific Python training. Only the focus only on Python. If you go with data engineering, that's a separate course.
Okay.
In Python, if you go with Python, they only cover Python. If you go with data engineering course, they'll only teach data engineering. If you go with DevOps one, we are only teaching DevOps one. We are not mixing multiple courses in one single courses. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Venkata.
Hi Ankit, I have some doubt like Azure DevOps, learning Azure DevOps required Azure admin knowledge?
No, because eventually is yes, it's required, but my course content is built in that way you don't need it because what are the basics are required of Azure admin, I'm covering here also. Basics
Okay.
only, not in depth of Azure admin, basics only, whichever is required here.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually, I have attended earlier AWS and DevOps separately the Sunil classes. So is there any like difference between like AWS DevOps and Azure DevOps?
In AWS DevOps, what you have learned Jenkins?
Yes, all Jenkins pipelines and some of the.
Jenkins you have learned Maven, but in Azure we don't need those tools. Why? Because Azure have their own pipeline. We
Okay.
have a service called Azure Pipeline in Azure. Clients are not using third-party tools. Client don't want to use in Azure. In AWS, even right, they don't need AWS have their own pipeline, but which is not very common in AWS. But in Azure, if you're going in Azure, clients are preferring their Azure pipeline. We were not using Jenkins in Azure. If you want,
Okay.
we can
Apart
use
from
that.
that,
It doesn't mean that we can't use it. We can use it, but we don't need. We have their own pipeline. Why we have to use third-party tool?
okay. Apart from that, Jenkins, the other tools we have, right? Ansible, Docker, and
That
other stuff,
is
which
Docker.
will
We
be
have
yeah.
now in when you have learned the AWS DevOps from Sunil,
2 years back.
2 year back. Did you learn that AWS Kubernetes service?
Yes, Sunil. Yeah. I learned from them.
Yeah. So that's why here also we have Azure Kubernetes service. So how to create Azure Kubernetes service and how to create AWS Kubernetes service, that's different process. Concept is
Yeah.
going to be same. Kubernetes concept, Docker concept is going to be same, but how to create Kubernetes service in Azure and how to get Kubernetes service in AWS, that concept is different. Same way Docker service also. Ansible concept is going to be same. Terraform is going to be different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I have AWS Azure, Azure DevOps role in my project. So I want to learn Azure DevOps. So that only I want to get some confirmation from you. Is there any difference like that?
Yep. That this is a difference we have. Concept means basic concept is because that's a Kubernetes tool. And Kubernetes not from AWS, not from Azure, it's from Google. So concept wise is going to be same.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
Ankit.
Thank you. Yes, Harshita, you can unmute. Harshita, you can ask your question. You have already unmuted yourself. Harshita, I'm not able to hear you. Look like you have some issue with your mic. Please resolve that issue, then you can raise your hand. Yes, Ms. Pa.
One last question. So, as I told you that I don't have an IT background, so do I need to go with both admin and this one Azure DevOps training?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you are from a different background. If you need a job in IT, if you want to go with Azure, yes, you have to learn more things.
So parallelly, I can learn both, right? So,
It's up to
or
you.
do I need to come? Okay.
It's up to you. If you have a time for practice multiple things, you can learn parallel. If you have a limited time, go one by.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
practice is more important. In IT industry,
Okay.
if you're not going to do practice, you can't remember everything. Thoroughly, there's nothing like a thoroughly you can remember it, these things. You have to practice
Okay.
it. Okay, so if you have a
Yeah,
time,
sure.
then join both the course. Otherwise, go one by one.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Nehal.
Sir, is this course covering end-to-end project?
There is no project I'm covering in this training, but whatever we were learning, those are sufficient for your experience. And
Okay.
whatever I'm covering, it's mentioned in the course content. Are you in the WhatsApp community of this batch?
Yes.
So if you check the group batch community description, you will see the course content link there.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Charan.
For this learn for DevOps.
Sorry, I didn't understand your question. Can you please repeat again?
We need any programming language for learn for DevOps?
No, there is no programming language is required. Basic Linux is required. If you are aware, that's good. If you're not aware, that's part of our course content.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Ravi.
Hello.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, actually, my experience is total 17 years of experience. Okay. So I have previously have knowledge on AWS. So now working as a technical project manager. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm into into cloud only, but almost like a data background. Okay. Informatica kind. So now just I want to upskill myself. Like I was in dilemma that whether to learn ML as a data analytics manager or going to cloud manager. I like cloud manager means no one is asking me, but I want to upskill myself. So learning Azure DevOps will help me to take up any project technically this course because as you said in the previous as you said to other this project content is not explained here. So, but if you do a real-time project, I should if you know right where we need to involve there, right? So suppose we have any deployments, right?
But-
So deployment.
Yes, Ravi, continue.
If you have any project deployment nowadays in the future, project manager is not like we should involve technically. So which part of the things we need to include? I mean, I need to involve as a manager in deployment where we can include our role in there, like just not taking the status. But if I want any deployment activities to be performed right as a manager, so which part I can take here? That's I want to know.
So that's what is part of this project is not part of the training, but whatever we were learning, that's what we are going to do in organizations. That's a process because the main thing is you need to know the process what we have to follow, and that's a part of the training. So
Okay,
what the
but-
process we
yeah,
have to
I agree.
follow to complete that work, that process you need to know.
Okay.
Okay, that's what is more important in DevOps, and that's what we are going to learn in this training.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Prabhraj, you can unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so wanted to check with you on the, in your introduction, you said you were worked as a Oracle techno-functional, right? So is there a course, the training that you provide on that as well?
I've stopped it it's been a long time. I've stopped it.
Oh, okay.
I worked in 12.1.3 version of, then I worked 12.1.3 version. I worked on that. It's been a long time. Now the latest is I don't remember even the latest versions of that. No, I'm
Yeah,
not providing
Fusion
training
and
on Oracle apps. No.
Gotcha. Okay.
Any more question?
Sure. Yeah. No, just want to check on that. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, Gautam.
I'm Gautam.
Yes,
So
Gautam.
I'm currently working as Oracle functional consultant. A little bit of SQL knowledge.
Which module you are working?
Order management and SCM both.
SCM module.
SCM and order management also.
Okay.
How this course will help me to for future endeavor?
So, Gautam, your previous experience is not relevant with cloud.
Yes, it is
So
not cloud.
Oracle apps is not cloud. So your previous experience is not coming with cloud. So whatever previous experience you have, it is not going to relevant with this. So if you get an opportunity, is your company have that cloud projects?
Currently, no. They said they may get in future.
So if you have that one, then you can before they get a project, you can learn that. You can switch in your own company. That's what I have done 8 years before. I'm working for same organization 11 years. Last year I was working from India, so last year I moved to US because my company applied my work visa. So right now I'm in US from it's more than one year now. Because I'm getting they're giving me every time better opportunities. So I don't want to switch to other company. I'm working for same company. Okay, so that's what I've done. So you can do the same thing. Just switch in your own organization if they have that. Okay.
What, how
Or
much?
if you're going in other company, then they'll consider as a fresher.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Okay, I'm sharing some details in the chat box. I'm sharing our Logic Lab social media login details, not login details, sorry, links. You can follow us on social media by using those links, which is shared in the chat box. And I'm going to share a WhatsApp community link of this particular batch 374. If you are in the WhatsApp community of this 374 batch, it's really good. If you are not, then you can please join the WhatsApp community by using the link which is shared in the chat book, because the recordings for few days you will get in this particular WhatsApp community, and our upcoming sessions link after the demo sessions get over. All those details we are going to inform in this particular WhatsApp community to you guys. And the next thing I'm going to share is the course content link for this particular batch. If you have joined the community, you can check the description of that community. You will see the course content link there also. But I am still there in the chat box. Now I'm going to share one more important point is I'm sharing my email address. So on the day one, I'm sharing my email address. Please make sure you can note down it. And one important point, you can't copy anything from the chat box. It's by default disabled from Zoom. You can't copy anything. The links you can click, it get open in your system. Or other than links, whichever is there, you have to manually note down those details. So please note down my email address. Why I'm sharing my email address to you guys? Because in future, when you're going to start your practice, might be have some issue. You're getting some error message when you're doing practice, or you have some doubts. How your doubts are going to be clear? You can email me, because on weekends there is no sessions. So if you're doing practice and you need to clear a doubt on weekend, how it going to be clear? You have to email me. Make sure whenever you're going to email me, please always mention your batch number. This batch number is 374. So whenever you're going to email me, please always mention the batch number in the subject of the email or in the body of it's up to you. But always mention the batch number for whichever you have pay for that. So based on this is 374 number, you have to mention that. And one last thing I'm going to share is our Logic Labs team contact details. So these, my team will help you with Zoom link, or might be facing some issue with payments, or if you are not able to join the session, you have some issue, you can contact them. Don't contact for technical questions. They are not a technical people. They can't resolve your doubts. For technical, you have to contact me. Other than technical, if you have any doubts related to how to join the course, how you can watch the recordings and all those things, then you can contact my team. Yes, Sarshada, you can unmute.
Hi, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, sir. Currently, actually, I wrote my AWS CCP exam. Now I am interested in learning about DevOps. So, is this course good enough to start with Azure?
Which AWS exam you have written it?
CCP, it's a basic foundational exam.
Okay. Seriously saying that's completely a wastage of money as per my one. No
So,
one is asking for that exam.
okay.
Don't need to write those basics exam. Always go with the associate exam. You have done it, that's
Okay.
okay for now. But
Okay.
okay,
So,
in
sir,
future,
so
don't
in
try to
that
write
case,
those one exams.
so
Because when you're
in
up,
that case,
sorry to interrupt
you
you,
want me to
when
write the Azure Associate exam first and then the Azure DevOps?
yes,
Okay.
don't write the fundamentals as one. Go with the direct associate one, because whenever you're applying for job, no one is going to see that certificate, because that's
Okay.
optional, and
Okay.
no clients is watching that optional certificate. Yeah, whichever is mandatory one, you can go for those one. Like associates one are mandatory, even in AWS or you are in Azure. These fundamental are optional.
Okay.
If you are, some companies are providing coupons. to write the exam. If you're getting a coupon from your company, then it's okay. You're not paying anything from your pocket. Then you can do that. But if you
Okay.
have to pay, then don't go with the fundamentals. Don't go with the basic one. For everyone, this is always go with the associate, and then expert level is coming.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sahil.
Hello.
Yes, Sahil.
Yes, sir. Sir, like I've been working with non-IT almost close to a decade in a non-IT, and then I joined Azure course, and yes, I have like 35% knowledge. So I was wondering like which is better, I mean Azure or AWS, easy to learn and get a good job. I mean, th- in terms of job, which is more better right now considering the situation?
Sahil. Okay. Now I'll you said that which is easy. First of all, everything is easy. If you have a mindset that you have to learn it, everything is easy. If you don't have that mindset, then everything is difficult.
True.
Okay. So not, don't think that this is AWS is easy or Azure is easy. Both are easy. If you have that
Okay.
mindset, both are easy. If you don't have that mindset, then both are difficult for you. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Sure.
next thing, you said that you already have joined a Azure course somewhere else, then you have that few knowledge. So definitely whatever the Azure knowledge you have, which actually help you to understand more about Azure also here.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
What about the job market, sir? Right now,
You are from which country
um,
right now?
I'm from Hyderabad, sir.
Country, I ask. You're from India.
India, sir.
Okay. Seriously speaking, Sahil, I'm not much aware of India right now market.
Okay, okay, okay. I
Okay,
am so sorry. I was thinking
no,
you're from.
I'm
I was.
basically from India, but it's more than a year I'm living in US, so I'm not following
Okay,
India
okay.
market right now. I'm following US market right now because I'm living there, so I'm not much aware of India market right now. Yeah, but if I talk compared to market situation, AWS is number one, Azure is number two crowd right now. But in last 3 years, if I'm showing you the performance of cloud platform, AWS is at same position. Azure has captured more market than AWS in last 3 years, and definitely in going to be upcoming 2 or 3 years, Azure is going to overtake AWS. That's I'm 100% sure. Okay.
Okay. All right, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so let's just start with little bit introduction about AWS. Then if you guys have any question, then you can raise your hand. Now, first of all, what is DevOps? Is DevOps a service? Is DevOps one tool? No. DevOps is not a service. DevOps is not a tool. What is this? DevOps is actually a process. It actually one process. That particular process is called as DevOps. And DevOps word comes from two words. Dev comes from development. Ops come from operations. Combination of both the words become one single word, DevOps. So DevOps is actually a process which help us to build our applications or website, whichever want to build it, we can build that. With the help of DevOps, we can easily give the new feature access to our customers. We don't need to worry about upgradations. In just one single, just developers have to write the code. We have to run the process. We'll get those new features. 24/7 pipelines are running 24/7. It's completely a flexibility for us, for our customers, for our clients to get those new features really quickly. And it support every type of operating system you want to develop on Linux, Mac, Windows, on any of the platform you can use to use this DevOps. And it support every type of languages. You want to use Python, Java, PHP, Node, any language you want, HTML, you want to, anything language you can use it. Or you want to build any Android app, any website you want to build, iOS app, anything can be built with the help of DevOps. So with the help of this particular process, we can build anything. And which DevOps we are going to learn? We are going to learn Azure DevOps. Coming under Azure DevOps, also we have two types of DevOps. One is called Azure DevOps Services. Other one is called as Azure DevOps Server. The DevOps which we have on cloud platform, on Azure cloud platform, that is called as DevOps Services. The one which we have on premises, which is called as Azure DevOps Server. Now, what is this on premises? Might be you guys didn't heard this word called on premises. On premises means where I have the physical servers in my own office. Like I have one room. In that particular room, I have put some servers, physical servers. And on those physical servers, we were working. We have installed there everything. So that is called as on premises. The cloud version is where our servers are somewhere else, not in our office. It's somewhere else on Azure building. We are working on those servers. Those are cloud. So which one is we are going to learn in this training? We are going to learn Azure DevOps Services. We are not going to learn Azure DevOps Server. Because that's on premises and no client is going with on premises. That's why everyone is moving to cloud platform. But concept wise, if I'm talking about in DevOps service or DevOps server, it's same. But it's not part of our training. Now, what we are getting in Azure DevOps? Azure boards, we have Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, and Azure artifact. Now, what are this Azure boards we have? Azure board is actually one platform we are getting, which is reporting actually tool, where I can see whatever the work needs to be done, all the things we are going to enter under Azure board. Like I want to build one new feature. That particular work is going to assign to you guys. How can I assign that particular work to you guys? With the help of Azure boards. Whatever the new thing we have to build, we have to mention under Azure boards. We can give the last date, like I can give the last date for this particular work, whichever we have assigned. This is the last day for that particular work. So we can give the calendar view also. If you want to track anything, whatever the work I have assigned to Ankit, I can see with this Azure boards. So Azure boards is like one platform we have where we can see all the work whichever we have needs to be done, pending on what other work we have completed, we can see all at one single place. Anyone from you might be have worked on Jira tool. Those are project managers. Definitely they have worked on that. One might be you guys have worked. So Azure board is similar to that. Jira is more advanced. It's complete more with ticketing tool also they have it. But Azure board is a platform where we can manage all our work. Whatever the work needs to be done, we have to create the details under Azure boards. On Azure board, every single those person who is going to work on Azure DevOps, every single person is going to work on Azure board. Every single person. The project managers, the developers, DevOps person, everyone is going to work on Azure boards. Then we have pipeline. This is on pipelines. Only DevOps person is going to work because pipeline is CI/CD tool. This is CI/CD tool which we have. Like earlier, I was talking with one person, a word called Jenkins I was using. Jenkins is a third-party company tool, which is also CI/CD tool. But that's a third-party company tool. In Azure, we don't need to use third-party tool. We have our own pipeline. We have our own CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery. So CI/CD, we have our own tool. With the help of these pipelines, we can run our CI/CD process. The same thing is done by third-party tools also, which is one of the very famous tool called Jenkins. But we have a tool, our own tool called pipeline. So how to run these pipelines? It's completely a DevOps person. No other person is going to work on pipeline, only DevOps person. So one of our main important job role is to run these pipelines. Then we have repos. Repos is like one storage location we have where developers are going to store their codes. If a developer wants to store their code, where they can store their code? In Azure repos. There is one more thing we have it in market called github.com. The GitHub is also from Microsoft. So if your client want to store your code in github.com, they can store there also. If your client want to store their codes in Azure repos, they can store there also. And both are from Microsoft. So that's why both are part of our course content. We are learning Azure repos also. We are going to learn Git also because concept is going to be same. If you know GitHub, you can easily understand Azure repos also. So Azure repos is a place where we can store our codes. And you can store any code. It can be Java, Python, .NET, any type of code, whatever you want to store, you can store. The same in GitHub, you can store. Same way in Azure repos also. So we are going to learn both. And even their concept are same because both are from same organization. Now then is artifact. Okay, I have one question. You can send your answers in chat box. I'm going to enable the chat box. I want to install Google Chrome in my local machine. To install Google Chrome, are we going to download exe file or are we going to download the Google Chrome code? What we are going to download in our local machine? Correct. We all are going to download exe file. We don't need the code. Why we need that code? Because that code will not install the Google Chrome. We all need exe file. Now, what is this exe file? Exe file is one kind of artifact we have. One kind of artifact where it's going to compress our code in one exe file. So whatever the code developers is writing, after that, what developers are doing, they're going to compress their code in one artifact. And that particular artifact we are going to push in servers to see the result. So artifact creation is not our part of the job, it's developers part of the job. But yes, to push that artifact to run our pipelines, that's our part of the job. But in Azure, we have an option where system will automatically generate our artifact. How to do that? That basic thing we are going to learn in our training, because without artifact, I can't run my pipelines. So till that time we don't have artifact, our pipeline will not work. So if you have a code, with that code, can you run pipelines? No, your pipelines will not run till that time you don't have a artifact. So Basic of artifact we are going to learn in this training. Then we have test plan. Test plan is only used by testers to test our application. If you want to test our application, Azure is also providing a test service for testers also. We are not going to do anything on test plan. It's not our part of training. Test plans is not we are going to run because we don't need to do anything testing. That is completely for testers. And here are the things which we are going to learn in this training. Basic Linux, Git, Azure repos, pipelines, boards. Then we have some tools we have it in market, which we are going to learn it, the services, Docker. And when we are learning about Docker, we are going to learn one of the Azure service called Azure Container Registry while learning this Docker tool. And when we are learning about this Kubernetes, we are learning one of the Azure service called Kubernetes cluster. So these are interlinked. Going to be interlinked. Then we have one more tool in the market called Ansible. This is what we are going to learn, and then Terraform. So this is what we are going to learn in this training. All these details in more explanation, if you want to see their details, it's in the course content link. Duration is going to be near about 45 days. Each session is going to near about 1 hour. Session timing is as per our schedule time which we have. If you are from India, it is going to be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. IST, Tuesday to Friday. So we are teaching 4 days a week. If you are from US, as per CST time zone, it will be 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. CST time zone. If you are from any other time zone, request you to please convert by yourself because I'm not much aware of other time zones right now. So I'm in Kansas, I'm in CST time zone. So I have mentioned that one, which is only Monday to Thursday. If you're from India, Tuesday to Friday. If you're from US, then it is Monday to Thursday. If you're from any other country, please convert the time by yourself. Course fees is 1,500 rupees INR. Course content link we have already shared with you. And after completion of this training, if you want to go for any certification, you can go for a certification called AZ 400. But to write this particular certification, it is mandatory to have associate certification. Means this certification, to write this certification, any one certification is mandatory. AZ 104 or AZ 204. Without any one of the certification, you can't write this certification. And if you already have the certification from one of the certification and you want to write this certification, for this particular certification, you will get a dump from our side. So if you are going to join this course, you will get these things from our side: live training, recordings, training PPTs. Because for this particular course, I'm going to use some PPTs. These. So total 110 PPTs are there. I'm not sharing PPTs, I'm sharing PDFs. So these PDFs you will get. And on daily basis, I'm sharing PDFs. Whatever I'm going to use on day 1, day 2, day 3, those PDFs I'm going to share on daily basis to you guys. So this is you will get on daily basis. At the end of the training, you will get Linux command, dump, document, sample resumes, interview question, self-learning YAML document, quiz. These things you will get at the end of the training. At the end of the training means on the last day of this match, you will get it. And you can access this particular course, means the recordings, by using our website also, by using logiclabstack.com. You can't download the recording. There is no option of download recording. You have you will get lifetime access. But yes, The notes, whichever I'm going to provide, those you can download in your system. You can access from website, or if you're Android user, you can access by using Android app. iOS link is not working. If you are Android user, you can download this particular mobile app called Logical Apps by using this logo. You can see that you can access from your mobile app. You can access those recordings and notes also. And notes even you can download in your laptop. So if you are going to join this course, these are things you will get from our side. Now, any question anyone have, please let me know. Yes, Ravi.
So actually, I hear that for Azure DevOps to do something, we need to have Linux command scripts, Linux scripts to run it, right? So we should know that basic commands.
Earlier also the same question asked by one of the student. Yes, to work on any of the cloud, you need to have basic Linux knowledge. And that's a part of this course content already.
Okay,
If
so
you know,
you need
that's
to,
good.
okay.
If you don't know, basic Linux we were teaching, we're not teaching in much more depth because basics is required. If you want to learn more Linux, so that's why I'm sharing self-learning Linux commands. At the end of the training, you can learn by using those. Basics I'm going to teach you here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Ajit. Ajit, you can unmute and ask your question. Ajit, you are still on mute. Sahil, you can unmute.
Yes, sir. Sir, what are the chances of cracking the interview after this course?
Sahil,
After
there is no chances I'm giving that there will be 100 chance or 10 or 15 those. That purely depend on you. How much you are doing giving your efforts. That purely depend on you. I'm teaching each and everything. I'll clear your doubts. I'm giving you interview questions also. But still, if you're not doing practice, you're not learning anything, you can't clear the interview, Sahil. So that is
okay, sir.
purely 100% depend on your efforts.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yes, yeah, you can unmute.
The exam, is that, can you, how do you have to go to an exam center to take it, or you can
There are
take
two
it?
options. You can do it from your home also. You can go to their center. It's up to you.
Okay, right, thank you.
Yes, Ajit.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I have already completed 104 certificate. However, it's expired one. So, am I eligible to
No.
attend the 400?
Mexico
backups have hung and
Your exam needs to be valid. It's not expired one. It need to be valid.
I want to understand where is the problem first.
Okay. Anyone have any more question? Okay, so with this, I'm going to end this session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about how we can create Azure account. And then we are going to learn about our first service called virtual machine. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to start with these things. Yes, Nehal, you can unmute.
So that Linux basic commands are sufficient for this course.
Yes, basic Linux, whichever is required, is part of the course content. It's that sufficient. And if you're interested to more, that's why I'm sharing one self-learning link. With the help of self-learning link, you can learn more Linux commands.
Okay.
whatever basics is required, that's part of, even I'm giving more than whatever the required, give teaching more than those commands also. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for joining the first session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.